Let's go! Okay?
All right. Yeah, Peaches got it.
Yippee!
Here we go.
What's going on? We're back for another episode of the Funtendo Market Report on Monday, March 18th, 2024. Let's jump right into the show.
Here we go.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 162.9 points today, followed by the NASDAQ Composite Index up 194.48 points today. The S&P up 45.5 points today. The Nikkei Exchange up 1,032 and 0.80%. Oh my goodness gracious, that's a nice gain for the Nikkei 225. Jumping into the FTC index, the FTC down 4.87 points today, followed by gold up $3.40 today, while silver is down 17 cents for the day. Jumping into exchange rates, the dollar up against all major currencies with a small loss against the Canadian dollar, the Hong Kong dollar, and the Russian ruble. Let's check in on cryptocurrency prices. Bitcoin down 1.66% within the last 24 hours, down 7.38% within the last 7 days, followed by Ethereum down 3.95% within the last 24 hours, and down 14.04% for the last week. Let's check in on crude oil prices. Crude oil up $1.46 per gallon today. A nice gain for crude oil. Let's jump right into Mario's Madness, where we cover the top stock gainers and the top stock losers of the day. Leading the pack, Nuvei Corporation up 33.03%. That's almost a third. Tandem Diabetes Care up 7.44%. Luckin Coffee Inc. up 7.63%. Maravai Life Sciences Holding Inc. up 6.88%. Followed by HashiCorp Inc. up 7.62%. Let's jump into the top stock losers of the day. MicroStrategy Incorporated down 14.27%, followed by Li Auto Inc. down 12.52%. Science Applications International Corporation down 9.01%. Anglo American Platinum Limited down 7.95%. And Roblox Corporation down 7.68%. Let's jump into Peach's Paycheck, where we cover the top consumer news and everything that might matter to you. Surging gas prices just hit a significant milestone.
Here we go.
Gas inflation is back. For the first time since late last year, prices at the pump are now higher on a year-over-year basis.
Yeah,
it's a trend that industry experts expect to continue in the coming weeks and months, especially if Russian oil facilities continue to get hit by drone attacks. This is an unwanted development for consumers heading into the spring. It's also a problem for the White House and the Federal Reserve officials hoping to declare victory over inflation. The recent jump in gas prices is already causing headaches on the inflation front.
Take that.
Gas was the main culprit behind last week's hotter than expected consumer price index and disappointing wholesale inflation rate.
All right. Yeah, Peaches got it.
Let's check in with study finds where they tell us the 7 wealthiest cities in the U.S.
Here we go.
America is the land of opportunity, freedom, and prosperity. The United States is also one of the wealthiest nations in the history of the world. Like most countries, some areas of the U.S. are richer and better off than others.
Peachy.
Today we're breaking down the wealthiest cities in the U.S. and looking at some of the factors making these cities richer than others. Number 1, Atherton, California. The top spot on the wealthiest cities list in the U.S. belongs to Atherton, California. Atherton is located just outside of Silicon Valley and directly between San Francisco and San Jose, making it one of the most prominent cities in the country. Nest Apple explains Atherton's median household income is well above $500,000, which is nearly 7 times higher than the national average, around $69,000.
Peachy.
Second on the list, we have McLean, Virginia. The next spot on the list of wealthiest cities in America takes us back across the country to the East Coast and McLean, Virginia. This suburb of Washington, D.C. is one of the most exclusive cities in the country with steep median household income, high property values, and a lot of good paying jobs. As Consumers Advocates notes, McLean, Virginia is home to politicians, executives, and diplomats alike. McLean is located in Virginia's Fairfax County, which is renowned for its school system, notes Veranda. Next on the list, we have Scarsdale, New York at number 3. At number 4, Los Altos Hills, California. At number 5, Darien, Connecticut. At number 6, Winnetka, Illinois. Rounding up the top 7, Lexington and Newton, Massachusetts. There seems to be pockets of prosperity in this country where the East Coast, for example, Fairfax, there's a lot of government money over there. So that's no surprise that you're going to have a concentration of wealth there. Same for the West Coast between San Jose and San Francisco, Silicon Valley, huge concentration of wealth there. In other consumer news, Joanne files for bankruptcy amid consumer pullback but plans to keep stores open.
All right. Peachy.
Fabric and craft store Joanne has filed for bankruptcy. The chain has been burdened by a heavy debt load since pandemic lockdowns eased and led to slowing sales. The Ohio-based company operates around 850 stores in every state except Hawaii. They'll remain open during bankruptcy proceedings.
Peachy.
Let's jump into the next segment, Wario's recklessness. Watch an exclusive first clip of Oprah Winfrey's special on drugs used for weight loss. Just months after revealing publicly she uses a medication for weight loss, Oprah Winfrey is returning to television to shine a spotlight on this topic.
Return to primetime television tonight. The TV legend is getting personal about her weight loss journey and taking a look at the medications helping many achieve their own health goals. And Janae, this is really a subject that has really caught the attention of so many people.
So many people, because of what that drug is said that it can do so many different things. And of course, Oprah talking about it, we have seen her deal with this for so long. It's been more than a decade since the end of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Wow. And now in this primetime special, she is talking about weight loss and those popular weight loss drugs.
Let's stop the shaming and blaming.
Oprah is making her big return to television, and this morning, an exclusive first look at the media legend tackling a topic that is oh so personal to millions of Americans.
All of a sudden, I took this medication and it felt like I was free.
In tonight's An Oprah special, Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution on ABC, she sits down with medical experts and everyday people who are using prescription drugs to find their way to health.
I was diagnosed with diabetes. My labs and blood work were scary. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this is the way I was born and this is the way I'm going to die.
How are your numbers today?
Completely normal. Everything is in complete normal range. Like,
wow.
The project's goal?
Now, Oprah made Wario's recklessness for this reason. It's because a few weeks ago, she stepped down from the Weight Watchers board after admitting that she was using these weight loss drugs. And when she admitted that, the stock plummeted 20%. So, with that being said, Oprah, why didn't you come out with your special first and tell everybody that you weren't using the drugs before the Weight Watchers stepped down? That affected the price, and a lot of people lost a lot of money on that stock if you held that stock. So for that reason, Oprah, that's reckless behavior. Let's jump into the next segment. Bowser's blunders. A second man is charged in connection with 2005 theft of ruby slippers worn in The Wizard of Oz. He was charged with theft of a major artwork and witness tampering. St. Paul, Minnesota. A second man has been charged in connection with the 2005 theft of a pair of ruby slippers that Judy Garland wore in The Wizard of Oz. Jerry Hal Jerry Hal Salatirman of Crystal, Minnesota, was charged with Jerry Hal Salatirman, 76 of Crystal, Minnesota, was charged with theft of a major artwork and witness tampering. He did not enter a plea when he made his first appearance Friday in U.S. District Court in St. Paul. The slippers adorned with sequins and glass beads were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in the late actor's hometown of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, nearly 20 years ago, and their whereabouts remained a mystery until the FBI uncovered them in 2018. Let's jump into the next segment. DK's Dummy of the Day. Man charged with vile acts at Safeway Market. Authorities. Employee did vile act onto produce and baked goods. A supermarket employee did a vile act onto produce and other unsealed merchandise, according to Colorado police, who say that videos of the vile activity were found during a recent search of the man's residence. Stefan Masalta, 32, was busted last month on charges that he did a vile act outside numerous coffee shops and businesses in the Fort Collins area. At the time of Masalta's arrest, authorities executed a search warrant at his home and seized electronic devices containing incriminating video evidence. That cache, which investigators are still reviewing, resulted this week in additional misdemeanor and felony counts being filed against this gentleman. Videos recorded by Masalta, authorities allege, show him doing a vile act onto fruits, vegetables, and baked goods, all of which were commercially sealed inside the supermarket pictured below. Those items were cleaned off and returned back to the shelf for sale. Just kidding. Yeah! Y'all know what time it is. It's Mario's Mama's Monday.
Let's go.
Why are Italian women skinny? Let's let her break it down for you.
So why are women in Italy skinny? They eat pizza and
Data.
pasta all day long. With what? With cheese. So when I see my clients on a daily basis, one of the first things that I take away from them is wheat and dairy. Why? Because in the United States, they are two of the most inflammatory ingredients that you can eat and add to your food.
Okay.
You come here to Italy, see, Italy, and it is in every single food that you eat. I haven't seen any quinoa. I haven't seen any other gluten-free grains. I see wheat with dairy. And everybody, but a lot of people, most people are of normal weight. So what's the secret? I'm going to tell you. The secret is the origin of the wheat and the origin of the dairy. Look at this pizza, every corner. The origin of the wheat and the origin of the dairy is of natural origin. It is of local origin. No GMO, organic, the cows are grass-fed. These are the types of foods that we should be eating so that our body recognizes the food that we're eating, the wheat and the dairy, and so that we can process it and have it not cause inflammation, bloating, constipation, and so many other gastrointestinal issues that the wheat and the dairy in the United States causes.
Okie dokie.
So why are women in Italy?
I did not know a lot of that. I did know things about the digestive system. However, the fact that she pointed out various different factors and how their wheat is grown and how their products are grown, that is very significant. So if you look at the diet of most Americans and you see that Americans seem to be getting bigger and bigger, it's because we have all of these processed foods and our body does not know what to do with some of these chemicals in processed foods. So all of those foods just immediately turn to fat. So very interesting information. Shout out to you. Let's check in with this woman. She says, Italian dad occupation.
Your dad's Italian. If he has one of these occupations, he's a construction worker, and I mean specializes in masonry, because that's what Italians do.
Here we go.
Any type of union worker, waste management, whatever, as you know. Owns his own pizzeria or restaurant.
Mamma mia.
Those three
Mamma
things.
mia.
If you don't do one of those three things, chances are he's very American, and he is not Italian, okay? We invented the whole brick laying paver thing. It's like a contest. Who has more pavers in whose backyard? Now, if he has a union job, oh, he's a real good guy. He works in the union. If he's a restaurant owner, I'm just going to take it as he's a boss, all right? He ain't listening to nobody. My dad worked all three of the above, I'm not going to lie. And when he had his pizzeria, I would just walk up in there like I was the boss and just steal money right out of the cash register and go shopping with my friends. Very good times. So, yeah, that is Italian man's occupation. Favorite Italian words that I still use to this day? Aspet.
Okie
That means
dokie.
hold on, wait a second. The next is che schifo. That means disgusting. That's disgusting. You could also use that like different ways, like schivats, like, oh, that person's disgusting. Che schifo, the food was gross. Next one, statazit. That means like shut up, stay shut. This is my favorite one because it reminds me of my nonno, and he passed, and he would always, we couldn't even jump, sit on the couch, we couldn't do nothing. He would say this, che cazzo fai? That means, what the are you doing, pretty much.
I got it.
I never want to use God's name in vain, but the next one, Mannaggia Gesù Cristo. He used to always say that, and that's like, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Mannaggia, that really means like damn, but he would always add the Gesù Cristo at the end. And all those little words in slang are just like core memories of me growing up in an Italian household.
Let's jump into the final segment of the day, Yoshi's Yummies. Trader Joe's branded cashews sold in 16 states recalled over salmonella concerns. A Trader Joe's branded cashew product sold in 16 states is being recalled over salmonella contamination concerns. In a notice posted on the FDA's website, Wenders LLC, some of its Trader Joe's 50% less sodium roasted and salted whole cashew products had tested positives for the presence of salmonella during a routine examination. No illnesses have been reported to date. Consumers should return affected products which have the SKU number 37884 and lot numbers T12139, T12140, T12141, and T12142 for a full refund, it said.
Take that!